Have you ever pondered why decluttering feels so difficult as you grow older? It's not just about sorting through objects or making space. It's about confronting the passage of time, facing the emotional weight of your belongings, and redefining what truly matters in your life. Many people believe that downsizing is simply a matter of organization and decision-making. Just get rid of what you don't need, they say. But for seniors, decluttering is more than a physical task. It's a deeply personal, emotional, and often painful journey. Every item you touch holds a memory, a chapter of your life, a connection to a person or moment you want, cherished yet as difficult as it may be. Decluttering is also an opportunity. It is a chance to lighten your load, reclaim your space, and embrace the years ahead with greater freedom and peace of mind. Here are 5 harsh truths about decluttering in your later years. Truths that no one talks about, but that you need to hear. 1. Decluttering means confronting your past, and that's not easy. Decluttering is not just about sorting through belongings. It's about facing the undeniable truth that time has moved forward, and parts of your life exist only in memories now. Every item you pick up is more than just an object. It is a tangible piece of your past. A silent witness to the moments that shaped you. Letting go of these possessions isn't as simple as deciding what is useful and what isn't. It's about making peace with the fact that certain seasons of your life have come and gone. There is a bittersweet weight to this realization. The dress you once wore to an anniversary dinner still holds the laughter of that night. The set of tools in your garage reminds you of the times you built, repaired, and created with your own hands. The books on your shelves whisper of the person you were when you first turned their pages. Curious, eager, perhaps even searching for answers, you have now found these objects are not just clutter. They are remnants of the life you have lived, and deciding to part with them can feel like erasing the past. But the past is not stored in these items. It lives within you. It is in the wisdom you have gathered, in the lessons you have learned, in the love you have given and received, the moments that mattered. The people who touched your life and the experiences that shaped you cannot be reduced to physical possessions. They have already become a part of who you are, woven into the fabric of your being. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean diminishing the significance of those experiences. It simply means allowing yourself to step forward without being weighed down by things that no longer serve you. Decluttering is not about losing the past. It is about making room for the present and embracing the future with open hands and a lighter heart. 2. The guilt of letting go can be overwhelming. Guilt is one of the heaviest emotions to carry, and when it comes to decluttering, it can feel almost unbearable. It's not just about parting with an old vase, a set of dishes, or a closet full of clothes. It's about what those objects represent. You may hold on to something because it was a gift from someone you loved, someone who is no longer here. You may feel that keeping it is a way of keeping them close, as if their presence lingers in the things they once touched. And so the thought of letting it go feels like a betrayal, as though you are erasing a piece of their existence. Then there's the guilt of wastefulness. Maybe you saved something for years believing you would find the perfect time to use it, only to realize that time never came. Perhaps it was an expensive coat that was never worn, fine china that remained boxed away for special occasions that never arrived, or stacks of letters and cards, each holding words that once meant the world to you. The idea of discard them feels like admitting failure, that you didn't appreciate them enough, didn't make full use of what you had, or didn't honor the memory of the person who gave them to you. But guilt is a tricky thing. It convinces you that holding on to objects preserves the past, when in reality, it only holds you hostage to it. The truth is, an item unused and untouched does not serve its purpose. Keeping something out of obligation does not make it more meaningful. It only weighs on your heart and mind, creating unnecessary burdens. The people who loved you never intended for their gifts to become chains around your life. They wanted you to enjoy them, to cherish them, and most importantly, to live freely. Letting go is not an act of forgetting or disrespect. It is an act of release, of choosing to carry memories in your heart rather than in boxes and shelves. It is recognizing that love is not stored in things, but in the connections we build, the stories we share, and the life we continue to live. 3. Your children or grandchildren may not want your possessions for years, perhaps even decades. You have carefully preserved certain belongings with the belief that one day your children or grandchildren would cherish them, as you have the heirloom. China set the antique furniture, the silverware passed down through generations. These are not just objects to you, they are symbols of history, of family, of the love and effort you invested in creating a home filled with warmth and meaning. You may have imagined them displayed proudly in your children's dining rooms or treasured as keepsakes by your grandchildren. But then when the time comes, you hear the words you never expected. "I don't have space for this. It's just not my style. I wouldn't know what to do with it." Can feel like rejection, not just of the items themselves, but of the memories they carry. It's painful to think that what meant so much to you might not hold the same significance for them. But the truth is, the world they live in is different from the one you built your life around. Younger generations value mobility, simplicity, and functionality over sentimentality. They move more frequently, live in smaller spaces, and often choose convenience over tradition. To them, an oversized dining table is an obstacle rather than a gathering place. And delicate china feels like a burden rather than an inheritance. But their reluctance to keep your possessions does not mean they don't value you. It does not erase the love, the lessons, or the impact you have had on their lives. Your legacy is not in a cabinet full of glassware or a dresser that has stood the test of time. It is in the laughter you shared, the wisdom you passed down, the unwavering presence you have had in their lives. Instead of holding on to things with the hope that they will one day be wanted, have open conversations. Now ask what truly matters to them. You may find that they treasure handwritten notes, old photographs, or even just the stories behind the objects more than the objects themselves. Letting go does not mean losing your history. It means understanding that the love you have given is not measured in things. It is measured in the memories that live on, even without them. 4. Too much clutter can make life more difficult and even dangerous. What once felt like a home filled with treasured belongings can over time become a maze of obstacles, both physically and mentally. Every closet stuffed with clothes you no longer wear, every drawer overflowing with papers you no longer need, every surface covered in objects you once thought you might use someday. At first it may seem harmless, just the natural accumulation of a well-lived life. But gradually what once brought comfort begins to feel overwhelming. Clutter doesn't just take up space, it takes up energy. Every time you walk into a room and see piles of things you haven't sorted, you feel a subtle but persistent weight pressing down on you every time you struggle to find something important among the stacks of papers. There is a moment of frustration every time you tell yourself you will get to it eventually, but never do. There is a flicker of guilt. These small moments add up, creating an undercurrent of stress that lingers in the background of your daily life. And then there is the physical danger. As mobility changes with age, a once manageable home can become a source of risk. A cluttered floor increases the likelihood of a fall. Piles of old books and newspapers gather dust and allergens, affecting air quality and making breathing more difficult. Heavy furniture or overfilled shelves become hazards instead of conveniences. What once was a place of warmth and familiarity can slowly become a space that limits rather than supports your independence. Letting go of excess does not mean letting go of everything that matters. It means creating an environment that is safe, peaceful, and easier to manage. It means being able to move freely without worry, to find what you need without frustration, to live without the constant mental noise that clutter brings. A home should be a place of rest, not stress, a space that allows you to enjoy your life rather than feel burdened by it. Decluttering is not about loss. It is about reclaiming the space and the freedom you deserve. 5. Decluttering is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. Decluttering is often thought of as a single task, something you do once, check off the list, and never think about again. But the truth is, it is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process, a continuous act of deciding what adds value to your life and what no longer serves you. It is not just about clearing out a room or organizing a few drawers. It is about reshaping your relationship with the things you own and the space you live in. Over the years, possessions accumulate quietly. A new gift, a souvenir from a trip, an item purchased with the best of intentions. One by one, they find their way into your home, but without a conscious effort to manage what comes in. Clutter has a way of creeping back, no matter how much you once cleared out. That is why decluttering is not something you do once and forget. It requires a shift in mindset, a habit of intentionality, a willingness to evaluate not just what you remove, but also what you allow to remain. One of the most challenging aspects of this process is emotional fatigue. Sorting through a lifetime of belongings is not just physically tiring, it is mentally and emotionally draining. Every object demands a decision. Every decision carries weight. That exhaustion often leads people to stop halfway through, leaving the work unfinished, only for clutter to build up again. The key is to approach decluttering with patience, accepting that it is not something that must be completed in a day or even a month. It is a practice, one that requires consistency rather than urgency. True freedom from clutter does not come from a single purge. It comes from a commitment to living with intention, to surrounding yourself only with what enriches your life, and to letting go of what no longer does. The goal is not perfection but peace, a home that feels open, manageable, and reflective of who you are today, not just who you once were. Decluttering is not about reaching an endpoint, it is about creating a way of living that gives you the space, clarity, and ease you deserve in the years ahead. Embracing the freedom of letting go. Decluttering is not merely about tidying up your home, it is about reclaiming your life, your energy, and your sense of peace. It is about making conscious choices, deciding what truly belongs not just in your physical space, but also in your heart and mind. It is about freeing yourself from the weight of unnecessary possessions that tether you to the past, preventing you from fully embracing the present and stepping into the future with clarity. There is a profound emotional courage in letting go. It requires acknowledging that time has passed, that life has evolved, and that no amount of holding on to objects can bring back what once was. We often keep things out of sentiment, believing they hold the essence of a person, a moment, or a version of ourselves we are not ready to part with. Yet clinging to the past in physical form does not preserve it. It only fills our present with clutter, both externally and emotionally. True connection, love, and memory do not reside in things, but in the experiences we cherish and the impact we have on others. To let go is not to lose, but to gain. It is to recognize that your worth is not measured by what you own, but by who you are, the love you have given, the lessons you have learned, and the moments that have shaped you. It is a reminder that the most valuable treasures are not the ones that sit on a shelf, but the ones carried in the heart. By releasing what no longer serves you, you create space, not only in your home, but in your mind and soul, for new experiences, fresh perspectives, and a renewed sense of peace. The beauty of decluttering lies not in what is removed, but in what is gained with each item released. You make room for clarity, for ease, for the ability to move forward. Unburdened, your home should be a sanctuary, a place of comfort rather than chaos. It should be a reflection of the life you are living now, not a museum of everything you have ever accumulated. When you let go of the excess, you gain a sense of lightness and openness to new possibilities, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. Letting go is an act of self-care, a decision to prioritize joy over attachment and freedom over unnecessary obligation. It is not about discarding the past, but about making space for the life you still have left to live. When you embrace the freedom of letting go, you allow yourself to move forward with grace, intention, and a heart unburdened by the weight of things that no longer serve you. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more content like this, thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.